Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Fun. Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Fun. Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black.
Hey people, how you doing? All right. Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this show. This really is a special presentation because I am just recuperating from what was a speech by the President Obama, which will be the last one. Will it be the last speech from President Obama? I don't know, but it is a historical thing they do where the president gives his go-away farewell address to the nation. We just looked at that, right? Yeah. All right. So I came up with this thing I wanted to do with it, which is called The Good, The Bad, and The Phony. The Good, The Bad, The Phony. You know, it's a play on that Clint Eastwood famous Western, The Good, The Black, Good, The Bad, The Ugly. Obama. Let's start with the good. The good things that I got from the speech. Man, that guy can talk. Oh, Obama can talk. He's a great speaker. And I don't mean that sarcastically. He is a great speaker. That has never changed. And as much as however people feel about Obama himself, that part of that, it's just what it is. You have to be able to give credit where it's due. The good. During points of his speech tonight, I felt like he was channeling Bernie Sanders. Did anybody else feel like Obama was channeling Bernie Sanders? Give it up for that. Give it up for that. It's like, wow, all this time Obama must have been paying attention to Bernie. He had to be paying attention because he was biting from Bernie. I was waiting for him to say, kick in the door, you know, bite a Biggie lyric, you know. I don't know. Goodness gracious, I thought he was going to do a Jay-Z and take one of Biggie's famous lines. I don't know. Went from ashy to classy, something like that. What else? I heard no Hillary. I did not hear Hillary's name tonight. That's a good. That's a good. That is a good. No Hillary. And also no channeling of Hillary. No channeling at all of Hillary Clinton. Another good thing. There ain't that much good. Tim, come on, Tim. There has to be some more good. Oh, okay. No, that's not good. That's bad. Got a lot of bad. Took a lot of notes. Here we go. He started off his speech. I guess I should have started here. He started off his speech in a stammer, which is vintage Obama. Okay? You can tell I'm leaving because people already not listening, not following instructions. Sit down. Started off witty. Started off same old Obama. Okay. A woman was shouting something in the audience. Now, this is not good or bad. This is just, I don't know, depends on how you feel about it. She was shouting something. I couldn't hear it. It was inaudible, unintelligible. I couldn't get it, right? And the crowd responded after a few ticks. They responded with 4 more years, 4 more years, 4 more years. And it really got me to thinking about how much I've learned over the course of this, election season. I don't know. Do you go with the devil you know, or do you go with a new devil? It's a hard choice, man. Okay, but they obviously wanted to go with another 4 years with Obama, and Obama said that can't happen. And he's right, it can't happen. He said America was a better, stronger place than when he started. He cited a number of accomplishments because you know how big Obama is on legacy. He talked about the Iran nuclear deal. He said we ended Iran nuclear. We disarmed Iran nuclear. We achieved Iran nuclear disarmament without firing a shot. So he gave himself credit for that. He also talked about, of course, marriage equality, right? Legalizing gay marriage. He talked about health care, and he also talked about taking out the mastermind behind 9/11. Okay. Is that good? Bad? We give it applause, man. Was Osama bin Laden behind 9/11? Probably. I don't know. They got one of these bad guys. Okay. We all know, Hussein was not. We know that, right? Okay. All right. So, all in all, before I wrap it up, I'm just going to say there were some good points in the speech. It depends on what you think. Me, personally, just Tim Black, I think that there were points in there where he talked about education. I thought it was very strong. Once again, it was channeling of the Bernie Sanders. If you listen to Bernie, you would know how much he focused on education, and Jill Stein as well. If you were able to pull yourselves from busying up to Hillary Clinton, you would know that. That was a cornerstone of it. Then how are we going to compete, as he said, with innovation if we don't have young people who have educations to compete in a global market? So he talked about education. He also talked about top 1% amassing wealth, while too many people on the bottom work harder for less. Once again, sounds a lot like Bernie to me. Sounds like Bernie. So that was, now, after that was really all the good. That's all the good I got from it. And I'm very strict. It's not much good in this speech, in my opinion, as far as good from my vantage point may be different from your vantage point. But for me, Tim Black, good is truth. That's all good is. So now we're going to go to bad. Now, this may be truthful, but it's also bad, in my opinion. Here goes some bad. He was channeling Bernie Sanders. Couldn't help it. It's good and bad. See, it's good because you're speaking some truth. You now understand what the people want. You're talking more populist. Great stuff. It's bad because you didn't endorse him. You endorsed a woman who was the polar opposite almost of Bernie Sanders. In fact, Trump is closer to Bernie Sanders in a lot of things that people care about than Hillary Clinton is. But what did you do? You endorsed her anyway. So, yeah, it's bad. It's bad that now that you want to go out the door, you want to sound more like Bernie Sanders and a lot less like Hillary Clinton, which says a lot about the interview he did with Wolf Blitzer before the speech I saw. Just as the speech ended, Wolf Blitzer came on and he was talking, and he was saying how he sat down with Obama an hour before the speech, and one of the things Obama was saying was, Wolf Blitzer asked him, he said, what were your feelings when Hillary lost or when Trump won? And Obama said, surprise. He said, not only was I surprised, my team was surprised. And I was thinking, you got a sucky team, because ever since Bernie was ripped off, before he threw his endorsement behind Hillary Clinton, I was saying it, man, months before he endorsed Hillary, I was saying if Hillary's nominated, Trump will beat her. I just kept saying it. And H.A. Goodman kept saying it. So I'm wondering what types of delusional bubble boys and bubble girls do you have on your administration or in your circle or on your staff or your team not to be able to see what we saw? So anyway, I'm going on a little bit of a rant, and that kind of teed me off. Yeah, we should have put him in the game. I know we could have won the game if we had him in, but screw it, I didn't put him in, and now I'm just going to talk about how great he is, even though I didn't play the guy. That sucks. That's horrible. Okay, some more bad, Tim. He talked about privacy and civil liberties. He talked about privacy and civil liberty. He talked about privacy. See, it would be funny, but it's sad. Do you know how much of our rights have been stripped away under Obama? Do you know anybody, any of you watching this right now, they could come to your house, come get you, never charge you, and hold you indefinitely. It don't even have to tell anyone they have you. Do you realize that? And that type of power has been handed off to Trump. And Trump didn't give himself that power. No. Obama did. So just keep that in your back pocket while Obama's out talking about his accomplishments of, protecting civil liberties and privacy, whatever. And look, and which even made it worse, he wedged it in to talk about Muslims in a no-fly list or something about protecting Muslims from having to sign, whatever. They, with that executive order, they can come get them too. Come on, man. All right, so what else? Another bad point, in my opinion, was race. Yeah. Talked a lot about race. Man. Hold on a second. So listen, I know some people out there watching who aren't too on board with this comment, this critique of Obama, but I'm going to tell you this, man. I don't want to hear you talk about race unless you do something about race. Okay? If you're in a powerful position to do something about it. I am not in a powerful position to do something about it. All I can do is talk about it. All I can do is try to bridge some type of unity, trying to knock down division. I try to do that. That's all I can do. If you're Obama, you don't just have to give speeches and make, there's a good point. There's a good point. You go, man. Preach. You don't have to do that when you're Obama. You're the freaking president. Come on. And I could just hear all of the alt-right throwing stuff at the TV, going out to make videos while he was saying it. And that's what I'm saying. What good is for you to say, what good is to say, well, it's obviously that, I'm old enough to know. This is one of his lines, pretty much not verbatim, but as much as I can recollect. And with something like, I'm old enough to be able to tell you that, it's a lot better than it was 10, 20 years ago. I'm old enough to know. So, no, we haven't gone far enough, but we are better off than we were. And I'm like, dude, these people are nuts. These people are nuts. So I don't know what bubble. Look, he's the president. Of course he's in a bubble. At least he has a reason to be in a bubble. He's the president. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But come on, dude. It's racially tense. It's racially polarizing in this country. And, I think that's bad. I think it's bad to talk about race in that way as if, we've gone all these great places. I don't think we've gone all these great places. Okay. Ugly. Well, phony. Some of this bad was phony. It's kind of hard to keep the bad and the phony separate because there was a lot of phony. Fear-mongering. Oh, yeah, fear-mongering about ISIS and ISIL. Anyone. And I do mean anyone, right? One thing that the left, the right, the middle, well, not the middle. The middle is, people in the middle just don't know. They just watch MSNBC and CNN. They're really not educated on really how the world is working. And I mean that with great respect, man. You are getting a filtered, watered-down PG-13 version of the life, of the world, through a liberal PG-13 lens. You are the comedy drama of life. That's what you are watching on those networks, and you don't really understand what's happening in this world. I mean, ISIS and ISIL, whichever name you want to give it, it's really ISIL. We created them by giving guns to people, okay? And they weren't here destroying stuff, okay? You're going to have issues, but here's the thing. We have created this issue at this point. We've created these wars. We did them. We did not have to do them. It was not like something that was dying for us to do. Like, if we don't do this, the world is over. Forget that nonsense. So when he's talking about, doing the fear-mongering thing with ISIS and ISIL and the world much better off, we need to handle this and do that. No, that is phony. It's all phony. It's because defense contractors need to make money, okay? That's what it's all about. So that's a phony. Another part that I thought was incredibly hilarious, if not sad as hell, was when he talked about the free press. Now, he didn't stay there long, but he did talk about the free press. And I'm sitting here, and I'm telling you guys, there takes a certain amount of audacity, to talk about free press when this election season, like no other, look, I couldn't have wrote this for a screenplay. This is so, what was uncovered in WikiLeaks, what has been, the bombs that have been dropped in the DNC hacks, what has been covered by Google, all of them. Look, our media it does have a lot of corruption within it. Not only corruption, it's got people on the take, people who just want to make money. It's a for-profit business. So him talking about we have a free press, he must be talking about Tim Black, because I pretty much work for free. You understand what I'm saying? He cannot be talking about, he's giving like props to the free press. That don't exist unless it exists within independent media. And pretty much and a great portion of our independent media is bought and paid for too. Okay? They want to become mainstream media so they can get more paid. And that's sad, it's horrible, and it's just life. But that's a phony for me, for Obama. That's a phony. Another thing that he said that was very phony, he talked about trade, more globalist talk, but this was it. Like, I'm used to him talking about trade disingenuously without including all of the people that will be hurt when we trade globally, to the extent where other countries get to decide what we make, what we sell, what we say about their products. That's a horrible TPP thing, okay? That's horrible, not good for the workers, not good for the unions, not good for you and us regular folks. But what took the cake for me was when he's used this term. Free trade, but fair trade. Hallelujah, y'all. Hallelujah. That was right there. That sucked to me. That sucked to me. Okay? Free and fair trade. Okay, he said we need fair trade. We also need free trade. We need free trade. We need fair trade. Oh, we need... Listen here, Obama. And I know you're not listening, Obama, but my folks, listen, man. The TPP was a horrible arrangement. It was being passed for people who want to aid corporations, and more than likely, big corporations, like huge corporations, not just any corporation. I'm not saying all corporations are bad. I'm saying these big global empires, man, and these countries that want to do deals with these corporations that will make us all a bunch of worker bees and pretty much rule over us, even to a higher degree than what we already being ruled over. Okay, so that's horrible stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I got. Did I leave out anything? Top 1% education for kids to complete. Independent press made me laugh or throw up. Yeah, it did almost make me throw up. I threw up a little in my mouth when he started talking about the free press. And now let's go to sort of like the wrap up after he did his whole thing. He pretty much ended the speech with the same speech he started his presidency on, talking about bending forward and doing these big grandiose themes. And he said at the very end, he says, "We can, yes we can, yes we did," and that's sort of like bookmarked his entire presidency, and I'll give it up for that. It's like a movie. It's got great speechwriters. He talked about his wife. He gave glowing words to his wife, of course. He gave glowing words to Biden, and he talked about his staff. He talked about the American people that voted him in, and it was he was Obama. It was mostly positive type of air, but. Okay. Overall, as I sat watching Obama give his farewell speech, I felt, for the first time, I truly realized I truly realized how small he is. And I do mean small. I realized that he, or not just he, any president is only so strong, so capable, that before, when I was not engaged in politics, when I didn't pay much attention to it, I believed that a president made a huge difference in the lives of average Americans. And now, through my awakening, I realize they just do not. President Obama is not the decider of your happiness. Now, that can be good or that can be bad, depending on how you look at it. Neither will Donald Trump be. Sure, presidents, and regardless to what party they're for, they can do little things around the edges that you may see, such as health care. But everything is in the eye of the beholder. For one person who was able to obtain insurance, who would have been denied it due to a pre-existing condition, there's another small business person going out of business. I know. They've written me. So really, the whole idea of a president being good or bad really is not the issue. The issue is, are we good or bad? Are we interested in doing our part? Of all the things I disagree with Obama on, I did agree with his optimism. I'm an optimistic guy myself. I tend to believe that people can get done pretty much whatever people put their minds to. Some people will call that naive. They say it's unrealistic. Watch those some people not accomplish much in their lives. I am not without a certain level of glad he did it. But then again, I'm not an Iraqi child. Remember that thing I told you about perception? I feel a certain amount of pride that an African American did sit, live, rule in the White House, govern in the White House. But then again, I'm not a Chicago resident who used to live down the street from him and thought he would go there and help my situation or my city. So once again, it's all in the eye of the beholder. I would like to tell all of my Trump supporters out there, I fear for you. I fear for you. I really do, because I think that you are delusioned to the extent that you think that Trump is going to do something. A president's job at the end of the day is not to mess your life up too much. If you hope for much more than that, you're going to need more than a president. You're going to need an active God or spaghetti monster, whatever you believe in, or a lot of luck, because it ain't going to happen. Take it from black folks who've been waiting forever to be able to say, baby, you can become president. That ain't all it's cracked up to be. Be careful what you wish for, and make sure you check your pocket so you'll know what you actually got. I'm Tim Black. Thank you guys for tuning into this wrap-up. President Obama's farewell went fairly, but not so well. And I think that's all I got for that. I'm lukewarm, baby. Lukewarm. I'm Tim Black. Go to timblacktv.com to get more of my content. Subscribe to my channel. If you're on Twitter or Facebook, add me at @RealTimBlack. Earlier today, I was on the Tommy Loren show, and we had a conversation about Chicago, the kidnapping, and we also talked about Black Lives Matter. I would like for you to check that out by going to theblaze.com TV. Just check it out. We need to come together, y'all, if we want to solve problems. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you. I got nothing else to say. Be safe. And remember, Don't let nobody take your cornbread.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. Truth. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Shout out to my Facebook subscribers, my Facebook followers. I appreciate you guys so much. My people on YouTube, thank you so much for caring about a brother, watching it and tuning into this show. Thank you to all my new subscribers. People who are taking a gamble on Tim Black. You won't lose money with me. I can guarantee that. And also, big shout out to my man Lee Camp. Lee Camp from Redacted Tonight. I'll be seeing you next week on your show. Thank you so much for showing me that liberals got my back too. I appreciate it, bruh. For real. Peace.